Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. And I'm saying our channel because it is our channel. Like, I'm recording even though my husband's not here, my little family's not here. This video is going to be about why I ran away from home at the age of 15. Yes, you guys, I ran away super young, I know. But if you guys are interested and want to know why I ran away from home at the age of 15, then just keep watching. Alright, so pretty much the reason why I ran away from home at such a young age was because I was having so many problems at home with my mom. And by problems, I mean, like, I started dating John, who is my husband now, and she did not like him. For I don't know what reasons, she just did not like him. Like, she honestly had no reasons. Like, she had never met him. She didn't know who he was. She refused to meet him. Like, I would tell her, like, do you want to meet him? Like, he's willing to come here and talk to you. And she just wouldn't want to. Like, I remember she was like, no, you're not gonna be with him. And she would try to, like, threaten me with, like, taking away my phone, grounding me. And at that time, I remember I was working as a waitress at a Mexican restaurant by where I lived. And she would also threaten me, like, saying that I'm not gonna, like, go to work no more, because she would threaten me to take away my phone, and I would, like, pull the, oh, but I pay my own phone. And she would be like, so you're not even old enough to be working. I could, like, make you stop going to work or whatever. Yeah, like, it started getting pretty bad. Like I said, I honestly, till this day, I really don't know. Like, I would ask her, like, why didn't you like him? Because now they get along so well. And when I ask her, she'll be like, I honestly don't know. She's like, I don't know what I was thinking in that time. I don't want to, like, talk or say something that I shouldn't say or makes anything sound bad. But me and my mom haven't, like, we haven't always had, like, a good relationship. Like, we used to be, like, really good with each other, and then all of a sudden there was, like, a time where, like, things just changed. Like, I don't know exactly, like, it all happened so quickly. Like, all of a sudden, like, all these changes to where my mom just started, like, changing towards me. And I feel like it was mostly when I started dating John. And it wasn't just that. How can I put this without, like, making it seem so bad? Because, like, I don't want to put my mom out there. My mom is my mom. I don't, like, I love her. And, like, you know, things happen for a reason. And I just don't want to, like, put her out there like that. At that time, there was some guy that she, like, thought was good for me, and I was like, no, like, I don't want to. And I guess she thought, like, he was good for me because he had, like, a lot to offer, like, you know. And my mom knew him, and he was very nice to my mom and would provide my mom with, like, all types, like rides. Like, he had a transportation. My mom, obviously, at that time, she didn't know how to drive. I guess he was, like, putting stuff in my mom's head to, like, make her think, like, oh, your daughter's really beautiful, I want to be with her. And he would, like, tell my mom, like, talk to her, tell her that I really like her, like, I would like to be something more than friends with her. And I told my mom, I was like, no. So it got really bad to the point where my mom was like, well, he's really nice, like you really wanted me to be with this other guy. And I was like, you know what, no. I was like, no. And I remember that I started, like, going behind her back in order for me to be able to be with John, because honestly, I wasn't gonna let my mom or anything stop me from being with him. I remember I would tell my dad. I would tell my dad, I would be like, look, my dad met him. My dad took the time to actually meet him and, like, you know, get to know him for, like, a little bit. And then I knew my mom right away wasn't going to give me permission for anything. So I would always ask my dad, like, oh my God, he's going to come by the house. My dad would obviously be there. And I would tell my dad, like, he's going to come by the house. And my dad would be inside, or he'll be outside like cutting the yard or whatever, and me and him would just be outside talking or whatever. And I remember one time I told my dad, it was like for Mother's Day, I told my dad, I was like, oh well, John is gonna go Mother's Day shopping for his mom, and I'm like, can I go with him? I'll take my little brother so I can buy my mom a gift. And my dad was like, okay, fine, but he was like, you better take very good care of your little brother. So I took my little brother with me, and we went like shopping for Mother's Day. And my mom, when my mom found out, I remember she flipped out. Like, she literally was like, why? I told you no. Why is your dad giving you permission? I'm the one that's gonna give you the permission or whatever. She made a whole big deal about it. Honestly, my life was so good when I was little, and all of a sudden, like I had already mentioned, things just changed. Like, family just started splitting apart. Like, some of my aunties weren't talking with each other anymore. My mom wasn't talking to some of my aunties. There was so many problems here and there. And like my mom, I remember my mom, she started like hanging out with her friends, hanging out with one of my aunts. They started like partying, and we used to always be like throwing parties. We would always be throwing parties. We would always be going to the club. Like, I was literally going to the club with my mom at the age of like 12, because I remember they celebrated my birthday, my 13th birthday, at a club. And I'm not gonna sit here and say like, oh, I never wanted to. Like I liked the environment. I liked it going to the club with my family, like my uncles, my cousins, my primas, my primos, my tios. All of us will be at the club, and I would love dancing as in family. Like, I would love to dance with my uncle, with my auntie, with my cousin, with my other cousin. Like, and I remember there like was times where like random dudes would come and want to ask me to dance, and I wouldn't want to dance because either I would feel like they were too drunk or something, and my mom would be like, why didn't you dance with him? You shouldn't be like that, and blah blah blah. And I'd be like, Mom, no, I don't. First of all, I don't even know this dude. Second of all, he looks freaking drunk as hell. I'm like, I don't know if he's gonna start like touching me or something. I don't know. It would be like little things like that me and my mom would get like into an argument about. And sometimes she will just like, she will get really drunk, and then she'll just start like, I don't know, getting out of it. And she would just start like losing it to where she would be starting arguments with me. Like, she will get drunk, and then I'll be on the phone with John and talking to him and this and that, and she will get annoyed and bothered by that, and she will start screaming at me, and John would hear that through the phone. Like, she'll be like, give me your phone. She'll like take my phone away from me. And so it got so bad. Like, I knew I wanted to be with John. I just knew that I didn't want to like my mom to be the reason why like I wasn't able to like fully be with him. So I remember that one day we were talking on the phone, and he started like realizing like how like my mom was making things so hard for us to be together. So he just like randomly offered to, he was just like, why don't you just move in with me? Like, why don't you just come live with me? And I was like, yeah, right, whatever. Like, I didn't take him serious at all, because he literally knew how bad things were with my mom. Like, things were getting so bad, and I would always be so depressed to the point where I wasn't eating, I was getting sick, and like I was just like, I didn't know what to do. So when he offered me that, I honestly didn't take him serious, and he kept telling me like over and over again, like days later and stuff. And I remember I would just start thinking about it, like, well, if I did, like, it would be a way of me and him being able to be together finally, like without anybody like stopping us from like loving each other and being with each other. Because my mom was seriously like, so like, she did not want me with him at all. And so then I was just preparing my mind for it. Like, I was just telling myself, like, what if I was like to say yes and I would just run away with him? And like, I have a little brother, and I was everything for him. Like, I would help him with his homework. I would help like, cook for him. I would take care of him. I was the one doing everything for my little brother, because my mom would go to work, or when she was like out there and stuff, I would be the one in charge of my little brother. Like, it was always me for my little brother. And that's like another thing that would stop me from like saying right away, yes, I'll run away with you. So I remember I started like mentally preparing my little brother for it. I started talking to him about it, and I was like, Gordo, like he was little. I want to say he was like maybe like freaking. This was 6 years ago. Right now he's 13. So he was 7 at that time. I had to do the math with my hands, you guys. Ugh. Sorry, but yeah, I was telling a 7-year-old, like my little brother. I was telling him. I remember telling him like, you know, I'm gonna have to go for a while, and you're not gonna be able to see me. I'm not gonna be able to do all the stuff for you no more. Mommy's gonna have to find a way. And that was like the thing that was mostly breaking my heart. Like, I did not want to leave him behind because I just knew that my mom was gonna struggle, like having to find someone to take care of him, and like, but it was just like things were so bad with my mom. Like, they were so bad, and she was very like, she was getting very bad, like with attitude and with like grounding me, with like how she was acting with me was getting really bad. And like I said, I don't understand why. Till this day I still don't understand why. She doesn't even know why she was being like that. Now that she looks back to it, she like realizes like, I honestly regret it. Like, I wish I was never like that. I wish things would have been so much different if I would have just allowed you to be with him. But you know, all you could do is regret, but you can't take anything back. You can't go back in time and change anything. So yeah, like I was saying, I mentally prepared my brother for it. And then when I finally took John serious about like running away from home with him was one time when he finally called me. He was like, look, I already told you, right, like just come live with me, like just come be with me. And this is what got me. He was like, I already talked to my parents and they are okay with you coming with me, like to come live with me. And then he put his dad on the phone, and I remember talking to his dad, and his dad was just telling me like, you know, like, we're here for you, we are gonna pick you up, you know, we're gonna take care of you, you can come, like my son like really wants to be with you, my son, like, you know, he really wants something serious with you, and if you really want something serious with him and you guys want to be together, then we'll go and pick you up. And then I remember talking to him, and I was like, yeah, like, all right, you know, fine, like, yeah, because things are really bad, and I don't want to like this relationship to go downhill because of my mom. And so the next day, the next day was when they picked me up, pretty much. I think it was like at night. I think my mom was working and my dad was the one taking care of me. And I just felt so bad because I remember just leaving a letter saying like, I'll be fine, don't look for me. Like, I literally wrote a letter, just left it on my bed. Like, I packed like as much as I could, and it was just like 2 bags. And oh my god, you guys, I had John's dog, his pit bull, Diablo. He has a red-nosed pit bull. I had him with me. I was in charge of him, like, because he couldn't have him where he was at that time. So he had left me with his pit bull, and me and my dad were taking care of his pit bull. And I had to find a way to sneak around the house because my back door and like where I had him was in the front of the house, and like in the front of the house there used to be a rock. So you know when you step on rocks, it makes like really bad crunchy noises. And in the front of the house, it was a family's my family, how can I put it? Someone that's renting with us, but he's more like family to us. His name is Ernesto. He was like living with us, and like I was like, literally, if he hears me that I'm like out there, like, I don't know, doing whatever I was doing, he was gonna like try to wake up my dad or say something. That's what I thought, or that's what I felt. So I had to like go around the rocks, like through the sand, and then from there, like, I went on the sides, and then I slowly opened the gate and try to get him to be as quiet as possible. I had a friend pick me up, and yeah, like she was my friend at that time, and like I told her the whole situation where how everything was gonna go down, and she was down, and she literally picked me up. Like in the back of my house there's like a church and a daycare, and then there's a black parking lot, and so I ran all the way over there. She was already waiting for me there. Like she literally let me hop like Diablo, my husband's dog, his pit, on her car, and I just put my stuff in there and we just took off. And I remember I was waiting at her house. Like I stayed overnight at her house because it like they didn't leave that night. When I spoke to his dad, they left in the morning, so I ran away like right after I spoke to his parents about everything, and we like agreed on one thing. So I had my friend pick me up, and they were like, you're gonna stay at your friend's. And then from there, like I just stayed at her house, and then I remember she took me to meet them somewhere, and that's when everything just went chaos, because my mom, like the next day, my mom already knew where my husband's grandma lived. So she got her friend to take her to his grandma's house, and my mom went like at his grandma, like threatening her, like, I'm gonna call the cops on your grandson, you better tell me where my daughter is, I know she left with him. Like she was making a big deal. So of course his grandma got kind of like nervous and scared for him. So his grandma called, and his grandma didn't know nothing. She wasn't involved in anything. She did not know that I was like, I had actually ran away with him. Like she wasn't informed about anything. She had just found out in that moment, because she had to call my husband's my husband's mom and my mother-in-law, and she had to like tell her like, oh, Brenda's mom is over here saying that like John took her with him, and I don't know what to do, because she's saying she's gonna call cops and stuff like that. And then we had no other choice than to like talk, like they had me call my mom and tell her like to calm down, that I was gonna be at the house in a little bit. And then we all went to talk to her, like my husband's parents, my husband, his sister, like we all went to my like parents, and we were just sitting in the couch, and they were all trying to talk to my mom. Mind me, my mom was already drunk. Like seriously, she was already drunk. Like with when we had got there, she was already on the couch drunk. We tried to talk to her, and I know she was like she knew what she was saying. She knew that like we were there, but she was drunk. She had already drank some beers, and I just remember my husband tried talking to her. It didn't work out. So then his dad jumped in the conversation and started telling my mom, like, my son really wants to be with your daughter, like he really loves her, he's really willing to like marry her and be with her forever and stuff. So my mom was like, no, this and that. And then she called my dad, and I remember my dad was like, just let her go already. Like she already ran away with him. Like they thought that I had actually ran away with him, and we probably were in a hotel and we had already did something, and that was not the case. Like I was with my friend at that time waiting at her house, and then he came in the morning with his parents. But my dad, his thing was, you should just like let her go already, because she already left with him. You don't know what they did, like, you know, that could really mess her up. And my dad really cared for that. So my dad was just like, just let her, like, you know. And that's when my mom was like, okay, fine, like I'm gonna let her go. But in that time I was in like 7th grade. No, like I was in 8th grade, and I needed to finish 8th grade. So my mom was like, she's gonna have to stay to finish 8th grade, and then after that, during the summer, you can just take her with you. And I didn't want that. Like I honestly did not want that. He did not want that, and his parents did not want that either. So we came to an agreement that, okay, fine, we're gonna let her stay. But then I don't remember what made them say, okay, no, never mind, like she can go with you. I think it was because I was gonna be able to go to school while being with him. Like down here, they were gonna put me in school, which they did. Like I continued to go to school as soon as I came with him. But yeah, like things were really bad with my mom. Like, and I'm not gonna say like they are still, because they are, like they're pretty bad. Like my mom has like some issues sometimes to where she just, is that I just really don't want to put my mom out there like that, because she's my mom and I cannot judge her. Like, I am not like no one to judge her because she's my mom. She gave birth to me. But honestly, me and my mom right now do not have the like best of best relationship or anything like that. I love her to death. She's my mother, and I'm thankful for everything that she's done for me. And her decisions that she makes sometimes, the way that she does things, the way she goes about life sometimes, I do not agree with and I am not okay with. But as much as I try talking to her about it, she does not like want to understand. She will not understand. Like, I just came to this big conclusion that she's going to continue to be this person because that's just who she is. That's who she chooses to be. And not me, not nobody can change her but herself. And if she doesn't want to make the change, then she's not going to. So, pretty much, I just decided to let her be, you know, like, I still talk to her, I still love her, like I said, she's my mother, I have a lot to be thankful for with her, but it's just, like, it was so hard, like, it was, me growing up, like, I had a really hard life, and I feel like that could be another video, me talking about my life, like, how I grew up, because, honestly, I've had a rough life. Me and my mom have had a rough life. And I can explain to you guys a little bit to not make it seem like I've been talking bad, because like I said, I don't want to like put my mom out there or in a bad spot. I feel like it's important for me to let you guys know like this. My mom had a very, very rough childhood. She did not have a mom and she did not have a dad. She was like up and down taking care of her sisters, because her mom abandoned them. And then her mom abandoned them with her grandma, which her grandma ended up dying. And then she was left to take care of her sisters. And my mom just, like, she literally was jumping from one house to another house to where she was, like, getting treated bad. So, and then she honestly, she had a rough life, and I feel like I could talk more about this in another video, but that's just like a little me explaining to you guys as to why. It's not an excuse, but it's probably like that's my theory. Like, she had a rough childhood, you know, she didn't get to enjoy her life as much because she did have me young also. She had me very young. So I guess now she's just like trying to enjoy life to the fullest as much as she can. And I'm like, okay, you know, she's free to do whatever she wants. Like, she's an adult. But there's just certain things that I am not okay with and I do not agree with her on. And I'm just like, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, you guys, I don't want to make this video any longer because honestly, that's just pretty much it. That's just why I ran away from home at such a young age, which I was 15 at that time. I was 15 and now I'm 21. This was in 2011. May 5th, 2011 was the day that I ran away from home. It's been 6 years since I ran away from home. Look at me now. I am happily married. I am still with the man that I ran away with. We have 2 beautiful kids. And we're doing perfectly fine. Like, we sometimes don't click and we just butt heads so much. But it is what it is. It's a part of life, being married or whatever. And we just work on our problems. So now I'm just like, I'm very happy and I don't regret like running away from home. Like, it was not like a bad thing at all. Like, I grew up really fast. Yes, I did. Like, I grew up super fast. I had to grow up fast. And I had to make all these decisions really fast. But at the end of the day, like, my husband was there for me through it all. Like, he literally has helped me out a lot. He has helped me grow as a woman, or to become the woman that I am now. So with him, I've grown so much, and I am where I'm at now. But yeah, you guys, not to make this video any more longer, that is just the reason why I ran away from home. Things with my mom were not good at all. And I will just make another video and make us like another this could be like a story time, and I'll just make another story time part 2 as to how my life has been so hard when I was as a child. Alright you guys, so that is all for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video and getting to know me in like a more personal level, just give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. I will be giving you another story time, probably part 2 or just another story time. And stay tuned for many more videos to come from me, my husband, and us as a family together. Yeah, thank you all so much for watching. For those of you that are new, welcome to our channel. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, turn on our post notifications to get alerted on our next videos or our upcoming videos. And that is it, you guys. Thank you all so very much for watching. Until next time.